Thermostatic Air Cleaner. Alright, its basic job is to reduce ACs and CO on a cold car. It also helps heat up the incoming air fuel mixture. We have a thermostatic air cleaner. We have a heat door and a sensing bulb. Let me see what position it's in. Right now it's in a fully hot position. The door's open and cold position. I'm sorry. It's in a fully cold position. Heat is off. The door's open to cold air. That's a warm engine. This right here is the heated position. You see the heat going up? Right here, there's a little aluminum tube that goes here from the manifold. When the car is heating up, that air comes up here through this tube and into the intake and into the air cleaner to help heat up the air fuel mixture and reduce AC and CO. So this is a cold car. This is a warm car. Cold air is going through into the air cleaner. On a cold car, this door is in the hot air position, and the hot air exhaust, heated air from the exhaust, is coming up this aluminum tube through the air cleaner and to help heat up the air fuel mixture. And it's done by this vacuum door here. This vacuum door receives vacuum from the sensing element. So when it's cold, when the car is cold, you can see here the vacuum overcomes the spring, pulls the door open, hot air goes in, heated air goes in into the carburetor or throttle body. But when the car is warmed up, this vacuum source here bleeds off the vacuum. The spring pushes the door closed. Now cold air goes by it because we don't need a heated air on a warm car. You have a drawability problem or maybe high knocks. And here's the whole setup. Thermostatic air cleaner. You can make it out. Air induction. The housing, filter, the lid, the sensing element. I don't see the tube. Oh, here's the tube right here. This is a flex connection that goes here to the manifold. This is what the hot air goes through and go through the air cleaner and go through this air cleaner tube into the air cleaner. Another way to reduce ACs and CO on a cold car is something called an air induction heating element. It's a manifold, an EFE valve, early fuel evaporative valve. You see it sits right here in the manifold. Imagine you have a V6 or V8. This valve is going to cut off one of those pipes, so the exhaust has to flow back over the intake to the other side. So an EFE valve also helps reduce AC and CO on a cold car by heating up the intake manifold. We also got a heat grid that does the same job, but sits either under the carburetor or throttle body. And here's another one. The early fuel evaporative system. See this door? Vacuum is here on the cold car. It pulls the door closed. So now a V6 engine, I have the V6 again. This side is closed. So because of that valve right there, because of this valve, this door closes. So the hot exhaust can't go out that side of the pipe. At least most of it can. So it can go back up through the intake out the other side. So as that heat is going through the intake, it's heating up the air fuel mixture and heating the intake. But when the car warms up, this door in a fully open position. It's like a vacuum control, and this is a spring control one here. And you see a better picture of it here. That's the butterfly. Alright, that was the EFE system, early fuel evap, and its job is to help control AC and CO on a cold car. I'm out.